Welcome, everybody. It is time for the next summer webinar, Para Plumber U, and we are here with Greg Erlanger. He is reporting to you live from, where are you at, Greg?
Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio. There really is a Toledo, Ohio. It's not just this made-up city I use in our scripts. And I am with you today in Baltimore, Maryland. In fact, we're in the middle of finishing up session 6 of SLS for the Lucido Agency and Lucido Global. So we've got a great group of people on the other side of the building, and we've got people from all over the US and Canada joining us for that. And for those that aren't familiar, that is the program that just went from SLS. Now it's called Sales Rocket. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's our new Sales Rocket program. You can check that out on our website anytime you'd like. But that's not why we're here. We're here because when we put together the list of webinar topics we wanted to cover this summer, we looked at what we believe the needs of the industry are. And we came up with the needs of the industry based on what agents are doing to win and succeed and where agents are struggling. So we look at those two areas. Okay, who's winning right now and what are they doing? Who's struggling right now and what are they lacking? And so if you're ever wondering, these webinars, by the way, we do them 2 to 3 times a year, usually 6 to 8 at a time. We are putting together the material based on the needs of the industry in that moment. So we hope you guys can appreciate that. So speaking of you guys and gals, I'd like to see where everyone's chiming in from. So if you can do me a favor, when you're chatting with us today, make sure you change the chat to everyone. So before you type what you want to say, there's a little drop down. It'll say it defaults to hosts and panelists. Go ahead and change that to everyone right now. So you click on the chat, the little drop down, change that to everyone. And when you're doing that, I want you to type in there and hit enter. Where are you from? Where are you joining us? And if you're a first timer, I want to see my first timers. Where are my first timers joining us from today? So just put in the notes, first timer, first timer, first timer. I know we always have a lot of first timers on these webinars. New Mexico in the house. All right. Atlanta, first timer. I love it. I love it. All right. Louisiana, down in the South, Colorado, Vegas. Vegas, good to see you, Vegas. People from all over the US and Canada. Hey, Greg, you got another fan in Toledo. Greg's whole family is on. Yeah, all of Ohio is joining us today. Well, welcome. Thanks, everyone, for today. I'm excited to get into today's topic because it's a conversation that's been a hot one in the industry over the last few years, and it's one that's necessary to an agent's success. So thanks for everyone for jumping on. Now, for my first timers, all right, this is for you. Now, we have decided let me restate that. For our regular attendees, we have decided, and I hope you can appreciate, we are trimming the start of our webinars. They've been taking 15 to 20 minutes to get into the content, and our goal is to trim that to 10 to 12 because we got to do intros. We got to give some free resources out. Not everyone knows our free resources. So we're doing a better job of getting into the content faster based on your feedback. So thank you for that. So speaking of, I got 2 free resources I'm giving away today. There's a whole list of the rest I don't even have time to get to, but you can download the workbook. They're all in there. So you should do that right now. If you haven't downloaded your workbook, click on the link. It's in the chat. I'm staring at 3, 4 in a row right there. Click on the link, hit print. All right. By the time we start the content, it will be printed. Why? Because there's some good resources in there. And I'm not going to share them all with you. I'm only going to share 2 for the sake of time. And to get the rest, you got to get the workbook. So download the workbook, print that bad boy off. Okay. So 2 resources I want to share. First things first, show of hands. Who receives our daily message, our daily text message? Just drop a hand in there, or, I do, or whatever. Just show of hands if you receive the daily text. And are you getting value from those? Are you guys getting value from the daily text message? That's something you want us to continue because, of course, we look at all of the things we can do to add value. And that's one we want to know whether that's working to add value for you or not. And based on what I'm seeing in the chat, it looks like that's the case. So thank you for that feedback. So by the way, for those of you that are like, what is this daily message? It's super simple. Take out your cell phones and open up your text messages. So for those that have no idea what I'm referring to, take out your cell phones, open up your text message. If you don't currently receive the daily text, Open up your text, and the phone number is 55444, 55444. So just like that, it's only 5 digits, it works. And in the body of the message, you're going to type morning. Body of the message, just type morning. There's your workbook again. Hit send. And within 30, 60 seconds, it's going to ask you your first name, your last name. Just like that, you're signed up. Every day, I write a message specifically to succeeding in real estate. Now, today was a little different because we had 3 people that are attendees of our retreat this month that gave away, that were willing to sponsor 3 attendees. So I gave away 3 tickets today. So today's was a little different. But for the most part, every single day, we've got different content. Every single day, I've got something informative, inspirational, something that'll help you succeed in real estate. That's our daily text message. I'm told that's our most popular resource right now. Again, you're texting the word morning to 55444. There you have it right in the chat. Okay, the second most popular resource that I'm told right now that we have the most subscribers for is the Unreal Life magazine. We produce 55,000 copies of these. It's 80 to 90 pages of real estate business plans, marketing ideas, tips, tactics, you name it. And I'm gifting you all a free subscription. All right. So if you don't already receive this in the mail, here's how you get it. All right. Because we produce 3 or 4 of these a year. Open up your Facebook app. And on the top right-hand corner in your Facebook app, there's going to be a little magnifying glass. And you're going to click on the magnifying glass. That's the search function. You're going to type Glover space, the letter U, space, inner circle. Glover U, inner circle. That's a free Facebook group, of course, but it's going to ask you if you'd like to subscribe to our quarterly publication. That's printed magazine. So don't put your email address in there. We're going to send this to wherever you want, your home, your office, you tell us. Now, here's what ends up happening. Someone ends up putting in the chat, hey, I'm in the inner circle, but I don't get the magazine. So that means at one point in time when you join the inner circle, you probably didn't put your information in there. That's okay. There's a workaround. You just go to gloveru.com/mag. gloveru.com/MAG. They'll drop that in the chat for you as well. And that's how you can become subscriber to this for free. That's complimentary on me. Take advantage of that. All right. Those are the 2 most popular. I mean, we've got tons, social media guides, all this other stuff we give away. Go to gloveru.com at any time or download the workbook. You can see all the resources right in there. Take advantage. And now for the main event. Today's topic is brought to you by, today's topic is Greg Erlanger, who is our marketing master. I mean, when somebody says to me, Jeff, I want to succeed with social media. Okay. I want to succeed with video. All right. I want to be a better marketer. Okay. I want to build my brand within my team's brand. Okay. I want to understand digital media. Okay. When you say all those things to me, I'm thinking to myself, you need to talk to Greg. 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 You get to talk to Greg. So Greg, welcome to the floor is yours. Greg Erlanger co-leads the #1 team in the state of Ohio called the Easy Referral Network. I think it's got some other names that it operates as well. And he's also a coach with Glover U and the leader of our marketing mastery program. So Greg, take it away.
All right, great. Well, who here, if you have taken my marketing mastery class, throw something in the chat there, let people know.
Yeah, if you're a marketing mastery student, go ahead and let us know in the chat.
You guys are going to crack up, at least if you've taken my classes before, because I'm about to try to smash 16 weeks of content. And each one of those weeks is actually tough to even get through an hour. And I'm going to do that in the next 30 minutes. So pay attention. I'm going to hit.
You got 4. You can stretch it a little bit.
All right. Well, let me just sit back and take some time then. What I noticed in the marketplace, Jeff, as I took a step back, is there's 3 types of ways to win a business, and there's prospecting based, which you're obviously the master of, Justin Ford. You guys crush the prospecting base and all of these things. There's also personality based. Top realtors that are personality based, they can hold open houses and pick up one buyer after the next. Just they have a dynamic personality. They network. Love them. Yep. Marketing is the one thing that I think is most overlooked, believe it or not. And marketing is really creating your value, promoting your value through multiple channels and media sources in order for people to contact you. You really just respond to the inbound requests to have you work for them because you've put out a solution to their problem, essentially, whatever problem that is, whether it be selling, buying, joining, growing their real estate career. And marketing, what I've noticed is we're realtors. We want to sell houses. How do you fill out a contract, sell a house? Remember, you're independent contractors. Everybody watching this is a small business owner. I don't care if you're the leader of a team or if you're an agent on the team. You are a small business owner, which means you have a marketing department. And I think that's where a lot of folks struggle, because they know they should be doing video. They know they should be making posts, but it's like screaming white noise into the ether.
Yeah.
It's not producing sales. It's not something that you can watch the return on investment.
Yep.
So I've got some slides here that'll kind of guide us through the process. And what I've done in the marketing mastery course and when I communicate today is I want to try to start from beginning. I want to start with, what is your brand? And I want to get all the way to the end where we're looking at vidIQ and how we can use AI to determine what the best trends are right now to create powerful videos that will drive marketing funnels and traffic directly to you. Sound good? I'm going to do that.
I'm sorry. God bless you. Did you just sneeze, Greg? What did AI, video IQ? What's that? What is that? I can't wait to hear.
We'll get there in the next 30 minutes. All right. So let me bust the screen share here and get going. There we go. All right, Jeff, can you confirm that you're looking at the slideshow right now? All good?
I sure can. Yeah, I
Nice
see
and
the
clean.
image.
All right, new video on social media strategies. In order to, and here I sold a bunch of houses, lots of good validation here. Yay, my team, incredible. Mike Nicole, business partner, life is good. We've been out there valid for 10 years using marketing from beginning to today, always staying bleeding edge, always staying innovative. We haven't had 1 year since 2008 where we've sold less than the year before. Why you care about that specific concept is because you're talking to somebody who embraces and enjoys the next step, the next evolution. And that we have never been in a time that things have changed so much. Even in the next 3 years, you're going to see massive shifts in how marketing happens. It's already happened. Depending on what market you're in, you're either fully into it or it's just starting to hit your market right now. I am somebody that has continually stayed at the forefront of innovation and things that are happening in the marketing sector. So let's dive into that. Today, we're going to hit what your brand is, and you'll see what I want you to get is some sort of order and structure to how you can begin your marketing department if you haven't already, or if you're creating good videos, but they're all over the place and you're not really staying within a content funnel. Hopefully today you'll be able to create some sort of order and be able to have an actual strategy and a definition of what your marketing goals are for 2023 or the remainder of 2023. So video, is it even important? What social platform should I be? There's so many. Do I do Instagram, TikTok, etc.? What type of content? Short form, long form? Where do I find content? What do the consumers want to engage with? And then goals in the social influence. How can we become social influencers, or what are the goals of our marketing? So I am going to go really fast. Anybody that was in my marketing mastery course or that knows me knows I'll be able to do this. I may or may not breathe, but that's okay. This is a great, I know this is really 2D and simple, but my goal here is to communicate. And as John Maxwell taught us at the last Glover U event, great communicators make complicated things simple. And that's my goal here. So when you look at this, don't judge me based on the amazing graphic I created, but understand it's very simple to understand. You want to start with your brand. You need to create content that communicates your brand. You need to figure out how to produce it in an effective way that is continual and consistent, creating fans that are reliant upon that content and the production that you're creating, good quality, entertaining, motivating content. And those fans will refer you and start to drive business to your home office. That's when you start making the money. If you break down anywhere along this journey, you're going to find yourself burnout. You're going to find yourself giving up on that and kind of throwing it out the window. I don't know if anyone can agree with that. If you can, throw a thumbs up off to the side in the comments, that'd be great. So I'm going to go real quick through this because this is a little bit of legacy and I'm going to get all the way up to modern. Legacy, but it's important. If you don't know what your brand is, and brand is genuinely who you are, it has to be honest. It has to be unique. There has to be something different. If you're one of 100,000 realtors in your area, where's your differentiator? What is it that makes you stand out? And is it really you? Are you really a luxury realtor? I know the goal of everybody when they first start as a realtor is to sell gazillion-dollar houses. But if that's not honestly what you're passionate about and what you're skilled at and what you have experience in that community, etc. It may not be an honest brand that you're developing, and thus the consumer isn't going to accept that brand. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to follow it. And they're not going to perpetuate it across their sphere of influence. Great brands solve problems. Okay, great brands solve problems for the consumers, and I'm going to skip through a lot of this because I have way too much content here, but I want you to get the concepts of each one. So you want to understand what your brand is. How do I figure that out, Greg? I don't know. Well, the first thing you do, and this is more of a social media audit, is you want to Google yourself. The only way that any stranger, and remember, if you want to double your business this year, if you want to start to really go from 5 million to 10 million, or even 100 million to 200 million, you're going to have to absolutely get a new sphere of influence, new subscribers, new people coming to you. And you'll do that by finding strangers. Those strangers become friends and become connected to you when they do Google searches, when they go online and they do research. The days of a referral from one human to the next, they're there, but it's the same reason as the local hardware store was only good for the local community, and then Home Depot expanded and it became like global, or Lowe's. You're reaching out to get a lot more inbound business. So the first thing you want to do is Google yourself. People are only going to know what you've put out there. If it doesn't happen on social media, if it's not out there on Google, then your story is not being told, right? Or if it's 8 years old, you need to update some things. You need to, I can't tell you how many people that I look at do a quick social audit and they still are teachers at the local school system. Like, you've been a realtor for 2 years. Why haven't you updated that in LinkedIn, on MySpace? No, I'm kidding. But why have you not updated your social platform? So one great way to figure out what your true brand is ask 10 people what your brand is. I know a lot of you guys have heard me say that before. If you haven't done this exercise, I beg you to do it. It's very telling. What you think you're known for may not be what you really are. A lot of times people have intrinsic value, high energy, motivation, caring, concern, but we're so humble in many cases, or we don't give ourselves enough credit for the true attributes that develop and who are authentically who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we can't develop a brand around that. So by taking those questions, you ask 10 people what your brand is. What I mean by that is, what are 3 descriptive words that describe who you are? So talk to your family members, your coworkers, your clients. I just need 10 people to tell you 3 things that describe you, 3 words. Circle the top 2, and then decide what you want to be known for in number 3. But you will see a pattern in the top 2. And that's where you want to start to develop your brand. And that you can do as a team, and you can do it as an individual on a team, because every individual on a team does inherently have their own personality and their own brand, right? You might be the condo specialist. You might be high energy. You might be very analytical. You might be strong-willed. You might be caring. None of them are better or worse, but you want to be authentic. So you have to understand your brand before you can actually start to even create content, okay? So I'll finish with this. These are some questions you want to ask yourself when you say, Greg, I know what my brand is. I'm the home selling team. Okay. And again, I'm always careful because there's probably a home selling team out there. Is that unique? Does it solve a problem? It could. Who is the audience for that? Do you have validity in the content that you're promoting or you're producing? And then I always like to ask, is your brand entertaining? Is your brand motivating? Is your brand educating? There's different things that you can kind of ask yourself when you're trying to define, am I solving any problems, right? Somebody might be unmotivated to start developing their wealth. Can you communicate housing is how 90% of millionaires, that's where they park their wealth, is in real estate. Like, are you communicating and educating, or motivating in that case, people to get on the journey of wealth development? There's so many examples, just as many as there are personalities in the world. That's how many brands that can exist. You just need to be authentic and solve problems. And here are some ways to define if you're actually providing value through your brand. And then finally, understand this. People right now are starting to follow people brands versus company brands. So instead of wearing Nikes, everybody corrects me. I'm a child of the 80s. I still call it Nike. But anyway, they say it's Nike. Okay. We don't wear Nikes. We're wearing Kyries. We're wearing Jordans. We're wearing Currys. We're wearing that's what people, because they want to be affiliated. They want to be connected to a person. Later, I'm going to talk about this person named Mr. Beast. We all need to understand who he is because he's a freaking genius. I'm just going to drive Jeff a little bit nuts, but I'm going to dive into it. And I guarantee you it's where the world is going, because he has put corporate America, Fortune 500 companies, the marketing departments that get paid gazillions of dollars, on their heels. And this is just a 20-something kid who's worth over $21 billion. So we're going to get into that. If you are on a team, understand this concept of brand is for you. Here's an example of one of Jeff's agents on his team. Christy, I believe is her name. I don't know. Do you know her? Anyway, it's Jeff's sister. And now she has, what's that?
Little resemblance there.
Little resemblance, kind of look the same. Yep. And then you go, so she has her own brand, but let's start at the top. We're all members of the National Association of Realtors. That is a brand that has brand equity that we should all be affiliating and communicating to our clients. That adds value. That brand adds value. It adds credibility. If I were to come and sell your house and I wasn't a member of NAR, National Association of Realtors, if I wasn't a realtor, I'm kind of just a guy in a jacket. I have no ethics. I have no guidelines. Let's communicate the value of NAR. Then you have a brokerage, whatever it is. If it's EXP, Remax, Coldwell, in this case, it happens to be Keller Williams, that has brand equity. You need to communicate the strengths. You want to communicate the strengths or the opportunities that brand affords your client and the community. And then Glover Agency. If your team doesn't have a defined brand that your agents understand, mission, vision, values, and are able to articulate why that's a win for the consumer, that's something you want to work on. You want to understand what Glover Agency's brand is and what that does for folks. And then you yourself, you have to develop your own brand in all of those segments. So there's some examples of co-branding. We're talking about how Jeff's sister is co-branding with him and Glover Agency, and we're all co-branding with our brokerage brand as well as National NAR. Here's just some examples how corporate America does it. BMW, Louis Vuitton. So that's why it's important as team leaders, if you are running a team, if you have a brokerage, that you can communicate the value of being in affiliation with you, just like BMW communicated its luxury brand so strongly that Louis Vuitton decided to partner and co-brand. So if you have a strong brand, other people that desire to have that will co-brand with you, meaning agents, top agents, they want to co-brand with you. So the argument, and this is a very quick section. Step one, have a brand. Two, the argument has been won. Video is the winner. I used to spend an entire class like this on just this subject itself. I'm not going to have that argument because video is absolutely the winner. Gary Vaynerchuk says if the realtors right now need to become media content experts, or they need to get out of the business. Need to become media content experts. Okay, you need to be content contributors, not content consumers. Thank you, Jeff. That was Jeff's. I love that one. We sit there on our phone, we look at videos, we look at other realtors, we think, isn't that wonderful? And we never get in the game. We never start creating content and contributing it to the social media world. So that's something I would challenge you with. Here's the next question we're going to have. But Greg, which platform?
Greg, wait, do you have the video? Are we going to play that at the retreat again?
We can play that at the retreat. Yes, for sure.
Play that at the retreat. Okay.
I know you like that, so I let you.
I love that video. I love that video. You guys, for those of you coming to the retreat in a few weeks, it's awesome. It's an awesome visual. That basically it's a visual that Greg's about to explain without all the fancy music and sounds and everything that goes along with it. Sorry, go ahead. I'm making a note right now. I literally grabbed a pen to make a note for the stage AV company.
Right, in 15 minutes. All right, offer me grace, everyone, as I continue to jam through this. And I will get through a lot of this part because the back end is the newer stuff. This is more the legacy stuff, but I want to meet everyone where they're at. So right here, video is the winner, but Greg, which platform should I use? I didn't even go through the global rank of top 100 because there's some inappropriate ones at 9 and 10. It's kind of, you all know what I'm saying. Anyway, all right, number 1 and 2, as far as most visited websites, top 100, number 1 is google.com, right? Obviously 60 billion visits, right? Number 2 is YouTube. Guess who owns YouTube? Google owns YouTube. So we're looking at 84 million visits, billion with a B, 84 billion views. And then Facebook's at 19. Do you see how Facebook gets dwarfed? Guess where Instagram and TikTok show up? Yeah, they're there, but they're not primary. When you can combine YouTube and Google together, and our goal here is to win in the search engine optimization world. If we use YouTube, Google is going to thank us and they're going to throw us up at the top. It's exactly why YouTube came out with YouTube Shorts to displace Instagram Reels, to displace TikTok. And that gets to the next thing. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, oh my. Greg, I'm confused. I don't even know where to start. Some people are like, die hard Instagram, die hard TikTok. That's fine. That's fantastic. What I would ask you to do, or what I want you to think about, is what does the 5 years from now look like? Who is going to be the winner in this race? And in my opinion, the one with the deepest pockets, the most users, and it's going to be YouTube. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. YouTube is not going to allow TikTok to come flying from China and try to take over all of the views and the monetary. When you look at monetization, Google pay-per-click has been doing it for 10 to 20 years now. They're experts in monetizing and paying the contributors of content, meaning being monetized when YouTubers, etc. Yes, TikTok just got into it, but they're not as advanced as Google is. So YouTube is where, they're so far ahead of the game that it's a safe bet to kind of create YouTube as your platform. So long form video also is kind of the end of the funnel. That's where you want your fanatics and people to find you. So when you look at TikTok, Instagram, and Shorts, what those are doing, those are actually, if you're doing this correctly, would be pointing to your long form, and long form lives on YouTube as well. Long form video, so you understand what I'm saying there, is it could be over an hour long. These are your podcasts. These are your TED Talks. These are where people have decided, you know what, you're somebody I'm willing to invest my time. We're in the currency of attention. And what we're trying to do is get everyone's attention. And time is more valuable than money these days. And if somebody sits there and decides to watch an hour and a half of Greg interviewing somebody in a podcast, I've got them. They're fanatics. They've chosen me. They're now becoming part of my culture and part of who I am. I've just increased my sphere of influence. I've just increased my database. There, you can see a lot of the notes here. YouTube algorithm. One of the best ways is to become suggested. There's some tactics and tricks to make sure that that you're showing up. How am I going to dominate my niche? Right. We need to figure out how, or niche. I'm from Ohio. We say niche. How am I going to dominate my niche? See, that sounded too fancy when I said niche, and that wasn't authentic. That wasn't really my brand. So it's a niche. Let's see, think of a full masterclass on the answer to your question. Jam-packed, full of content, no fluff, and focus on content, which I'm going to continue to do. Short form video, however, is something that gets put in front of everyone. Right now, 80% of video that's being consumed on the internet, 80% is short form, is in the short form, and short form is 60 seconds. It's less than 60 seconds in some cases. Short form videos are meant to be bite-sized, easily digestible pieces of content that are easy for viewers to scroll through and view several at a time. So the basic premise, or the basic difference between short form and long form, when you create short form, your goal is to make them continue watching your short form and not flip to the next one. It's very easy so you got to grab them in the beginning, keep their attention. Just like what I'm doing right now. I'm using hand motions. I'm talking loudly. I'm passionate. I'm trying to keep your attention, just like Mr. Beast. We'll get to him. And then long form that's why thumbnails are going to be important for long form, because long form is where they've decided you have to earn the right to be chosen. So short form, earn the right to keep their attention for the 60 seconds. Long form is you have to earn the right to even be selected to begin with. If they choose your long form, they've decided, I want to spend more time with Greg, right? So do you see how the short form is grabbing their attention? If they're consuming and they like what you have in the short form catalog of information you're putting out there, they'll then find you in your long form. So if you have no long form platform, all you have is TikTok, and you have no place for them to go and really engage in a deeper relationship and really get more of you and more of what you have to say and the problems that you solve, you're leaving money on the table. You're leaving the end of the funnel. You've cut it off. So long form's where we want to go. 96% of consumers right now prefer short form videos. Even in the beginning of this webinar, and I got 9 minutes, I'm right on point, don't worry. Even at the beginning of this video, Jeff pointed out that, like, how he shortened the front end of it, because people's attention spans, I mean, half of you are on your phone right now. Come on, guys, come back to me. I'm about to get into the good stuff. All right, let's go. Short form, 10 best practices. I'm going to read these off, but these are the 10 best practices as you create short form. Again, in the Marketing Mastery, we break each one of these down. But what you want to do when you're creating short form video under 60 seconds, grabbing people's attention, basically waving your hand, and this is called brand awareness. Not typically, there could be call to action at the end of a short form. You could say, contact me today to buy or sell. That would be a call to action. But in general, what we're doing through marketing, one of the main objectives of marketing is brand awareness. Your friends and family have to remember that you're a realtor. If you're continually putting content out there, and short form being the best example of that, they're going to be top of mind and say, we need to find a realtor, we need to sell our house. They're going to think of you. So pay attention to popular trends when creating short form video. Start with a hook. And there's an entire formula Jeff and his team have created that we can talk about. A hook is something that's saying, you may not, in this case, they're saying, you may think, did you realize that now is a great time to sell your home in the dead of winter? Well, wait, what do they mean by that? I need to hear what they have to say about that. What do you mean in the dead of winter, it's a good time to sell my home? There's many types of hooks that you can create. Create relevant content that's relevant.
I don't know if you know this or not yet, because I know you're preparing for your breakouts, but there's a new document that it's the formula for writing great copy. We're going to be sharing this at the retreat. So I'm going to make sure Alana sends this to you, because the biggest challenge that agents struggle with is coming up with hooks. That's what we did. We came up with 80 of them. So everyone's going to get a copy of this at the retreat. I'll make sure I email it to you, because I know you're working on your content. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no, I love it. And I love it. And by the way, where are we getting all this information from? In Marketing Mastery, yes, I go over the traditional sales success that Fortune 500 companies have come from. That's where they've been successful. But what we had to do is pivot, and I really recreated the back end, and now I'm recreating more than half of the Marketing Mastery course to really focus on what influencers are doing. So let me continue on. There's some great practices here we can talk about short form. But
why don't you go back and show that example, just because this is what your copy should sound like.
To buy a home or list your house for sale in Michigan, I'm Candace with Glover Agency, and I'm here with realtor Megan Cullen to explain to you why it might not be.
So they already got the book and the intro out of the way.
If you're listing your home this winter, you can rest assured that no one is out house hunting in the winter for fun.
So every time that you have to clean, pack up, and leave your house for a showing, you can feel confident that you're doing it for someone who is actually serious about buying.
Also, many sellers let their listings expire in the winter, making it
example or proof.
To learn more about the benefits of buying or selling in the winter, you can visit gloveragency.com/blog
or call 85.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so the point is that when you're making videos today, you got to follow a formula, right? You always start with a hook, introduce yourself and keep it short, supporting information to follow, proof or testimonial after that, and then the fifth one is call to action, just like that format they followed there.
Perfect. So short form video is distributed everywhere to drive traffic to your long form. Again, YouTube's dominating long form already. Now they have YouTube Shorts, and that will be the dominant player. I'm not suggesting that TikTok and Instagram, people are making a ton of money on that. Fantastic. Continue to do that, but add YouTube. And remember that people, people are going to validate you based on their search online. That's what we do. We go to Amazon, we see what the star rating is, we see all the photos and videos, and then we go to YouTube and say, should I buy this product? And then somebody on YouTube, an influencer, is telling you, here's an example of this luggage. Sometimes it breaks. Here's the zipper. I give it a 5. We're using influencers to make our buying decisions. Everybody goes online to determine what their buying decisions are. So you need to create content that's expressing and telling what your unique value proposition is, what your brand is, so they can select you. They can find you quickly in short form, and they can follow you in long form. So that's the process. You can use long form and chop it up into short form as well. So if you're on stage, if you're on a panel, if you're teaching a class in your office, you should have somebody record that, break that down into small bite-sized pieces, and then throw that into your short form. It's a great way to create content out of thin air. So let's talk about some influencers. Influencers pick a certain area, like gaming influencers, crypto influencers. You can have real estate influencers, and there's different types of influencers. We'll get into that here in just a second. Mr. Beast, just to give you an example of his power, the Super Bowl had 99 million viewers. Mr. Beast has 130 million subscribers. Okay. his last video, just one that I grabbed real quick just to show you, I circle it there. His last video, 133 million views. Remember, Super Bowl, 99 million viewers. His last video, 133 million viewers. Corporate America is freaking out. These kids are coming on YouTube and they are dominating. And they're dominating because they're giving the consumer what they want. They want bite size, they want information, they want to be entertained, they want the answers to their question. They don't want to waste time with commercials. Our attention span is so short, you have to earn the right to get everyone's attention. And what we do in Marketing Mastery, what I've done is, as I've researched what he's done, look at his thumbnails, his mouth is open, his eyes, it's close up, everything makes sense. When you watch Mr. Beast or these top influencers, you have to turn the volume down. If you'll hear my voice is loud and strong, that's because I'm keeping your attention. That's actually something you want to understand and be a part of, as long as it fits your brand. Obviously, it'd have to fit your brand. So with the time I have, I want to kind of keep moving through here because I have some other really good stuff. But your goal here is not to become an influencer. Your goal is to represent and display your business's ability to utilize today's marketing fundamentals. Meaning you don't want to become, you want to be valid. You want to avoid being disqualified. If I'm going to interview 3 realtors and I've got a realtor and I'm telling you 5 years from now, it's going to matter how many subscribers you have. It doesn't today. But if you can point to something in your listing presentation, say, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, I've got over 30 million subscribers. I'm going to take your home, put it out there and immediately have, because that's our job. You're hiring me to market your home. How can I market your home if I cannot market myself? So that your job, really, you're not going to be an influencer, but you have to have enough of a foundation and baseline that people will say you're a valid realtor and I'm going to work with you. Let me read this just to really nail it, because I'm going to define an influencer. And wouldn't we want to be this as a realtor? People look up to influencers in social media to guide them. And look at all the red. Guide them in their decision making. They have a reputation for their knowledge and expertise on a specific topic. They generate followings of enthusiastic, engaging people who pay close attention to their views. They can create trends and encourage their followers to buy products and they promote. That's how important it is to become an influencer. You can become an influencer. You don't have to have 100 million, right? There's 4 types of influencers. And I'm going to go mega, that's your million, macro, 500 to a million, micro, which people like Ken Pozak, and there are realtors that are micro influencers, and nano influencers. And that's what you could become. That's 1,000 followers. That's the number you have to get to monetize yourself. But a nano influencer could be the downtown condo YouTube channel. You can have influence even in a smaller subscriber market. Here's one concept I want to give you. Greg, it's already been done. There's already somebody that's taken it. There are more subscribers coming online right now. There are going to be 2 billion new subscribers looking for content. There is actually not enough content out there to satisfy the demand of consumers out there right now. So if you get out there, you're going to get in front of, and you're going to create, and you're going to have new quality content unique to your brand. It is going to be valuable. I challenge you to do what's already been done and continue to do what, because why? That's like if a Fortune 500 company was successful, look at all the copycats, right? That's what we want to do. We want to copy the success. Success leaves clues. I've gathered those clues and I'm going to perpetuate, I'm going to educate those clues, pull them together and put it into a 16-week course so that you can actually understand what's going on here. So with the time that I have, I've got 3 minutes, let's go. There are content pillars. This is an example of my content pillars, 3 categories that I stay inside with all of my content. I'm a realtor, I'm coaching, I'm landlord. Those are my 3 content pillars. Define what your pillars are. After your brand, what pillars of content can I create? Where do I get content? You can be the DJ of other people's content. Green screen in front of NAR's new report. You can create a journey and invite them along. Landlord Greg is something that I do. People enjoy it. I drive a 20-year-old Astro minivan. I fix toilets. They think it's funny. I don't know why people like it. When you start to look at statistics, meaning when you create content, that's the only way you're going to be able to start to review the analytics and determine what the consumers are enjoying that you're putting out there. Once you determine what they're enjoying, create more of that. Okay. But again, it all starts with that first video. You have to get going. Answerthepublic.com. I've mentioned this one a lot of times because I think it's fantastic. Answer the Public, because it reminds you that the best content and video is very simply answering questions you heard every day. and then breaking that down. If you have a unique value proposition, you can break that down into bite-sized parts and throw that into a short form video. That's where you can get content.
That answer, can you go back to that one? That answerthepublic.com will populate all the questions that people are typing into Google. So that way we can work content around that. That's brilliant.
Correct. Yes, correct. So there's some tips on that. Bulk record, multi-purpose the content. When you have a video tour, and you have the company go out there, or you're videoing that you're just about to get a new listing, do the just sold at the same time. Hey guys, I just sold this great, and actually it's not hey guys, because it's a one-to-one relationship. Hey, you're probably wondering, did I sell this house? I did. And you're doing that video even though it hasn't sold yet. Or you can say open house this Sunday, da 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 da, and you don't even have it listed yet. That's okay. You're bulk recording. Some great tips that we go through as well through Marketing Mastery. The biggest thing is take a risk. Walk through groups of people, get the video. I go through different techniques to get comfortable because, Greg, I just don't like myself on video. There's two reasons. One, you're worried about what people will think about you. And two, your self-esteem doesn't allow you to watch yourself. So there's some tricks like turning the camera around. Don't watch yourself on the full screen. Look at the lens itself, because you're going to be too judgmental when you're watching yourself creating the video. Guys, the argument of do I need to do video or not is over. You have to do video. You have to give the consumers what they're looking for, and that is a video conversation with them. They want to know who you are. A 2D image does not tell them what your brand is and who you are. A video of you tells them who it is. That's what they're looking for. I'm going to keep bouncing because what is a fanatic? Okay, so what you want to do in your social media, and I'll land with this because it's 1:45. I see Jeff's face, very concerned.
Oh, you're fine.
With your social media.
We have until 2. We have until 2 Eastern. You're fine.
All right. What you want to do is create community within your community. And engagement is fleeting, meaning, oh my gosh, look at the number of views I got. But are they actually in your community? And the way you do that is in your next video, wouldn't it be cool if, hey, Jeff Glover, thanks for making that comment on the lax video. I wanted to answer that question today. You've actually engaged one of your subscribers. You actually said their name. When you have a very low amount of followers, subscribers, etc., you have the opportunity that larger folks don't have, people with 1 million followers or 30,000 followers. You can actually communicate and engage each one of those comments in a real way. Answer their comment. Hey, I love your video. What was your favorite part of the video? Ask them a question. Let's get engagement. Let's start to create community. This is about impressions versus connections. You want to connect with the people that are connecting with you. Don't focus on the number, rather focus on the people behind the number. If you are passionately obsessed with the people that are following you, if you care about what their needs are, if you care about being entertaining and giving them what they want, like I do right in this moment, I actually care. They're going to feel it. They're going to follow you. They're going to be fanatical about you. And that's going to get them to speak about you, talk about you, and get you more business. So getting subscribers. As you can see, we have, one thing I'll say this today because you can implement this right now. Do not be shy and promote all your platforms, right? Okay, you have a YouTube channel. Have you promoted it? It's kind of like when I ask somebody that's looking to grow a team, if I go to your social media, are you even saying that you're hiring? And they're like, oh, that's a good idea, right? If you want somebody to subscribe to you, follow your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, don't be shy about it. This is how you're not shy about it. Yeah, Jeff, I self-promoted, and I'm not shy or apologetic about it. At Greg Erlanger, there's my YouTube handles, right? Very simple. Well, subscribe for free.
A lot of people think that it's like excessive, but you have to understand. I mean, there's some people that only drink Pepsi products, and there's some people that only drink Coke products. You know, if you're a Pepsi and a Mountain Dew guy, you're not touching, whatever lemon lime drink that Coke makes, and vice versa. So, if you're a YouTuber, you might not give a crap about Facebook, or vice versa. So I think it's important that they know and understand your channels, not just to consume your content, but also, guess what? Sellers especially are researching agents more today on their knowledge of social media and video than ever before. Why? Because they're the consumers of the content. So if they're having trouble finding you on YouTube, if they're having trouble finding you on social media, if you're going on a listing appointment today and you're not talking about your company's YouTube channel or your team's YouTube channel or your YouTube channel or your social media, they're listing with agents that are, because they're the consumers of that same content.
And the final final 2 points. Top YouTubers are using ASQ, Ask Simple Questions model. Answer simple questions. That's what top YouTubers are doing. They're answer simple questions.
Can you give us an example of that? Answer simple questions model. What does that mean?
Well, yeah, answer specific questions. Write down who your ideal subscriber is and what do they want to know. One step beyond that, I have an example of, which is the next step is answer stupid, simple, specific questions. And if you feel like that's not what people want is to get the viewership, how to drill into your wall has 1.6 million views. So instead of how to buy a house, or boy, how do I give you an example? It's really hard to kind of dumb it down so much that it's so specific. How do I get my real estate license in 30 days in 2020?
How to find my next home online. How to find my next home online would be one, because
How
all
to
of
search
us
homes online.
How do I search for homes online? All of us think we know the answer to that. And maybe people are thinking, well, maybe there's something other than Zillow or Realtor.com. So that kind of stupid, simple question, that video alone would probably get 1 million views. Greg, what do you think?
And absolutely it will. It will. And vidIQ is another, uses AI, uses a bunch of different ways to tell you what the target keywords are. That is, there is a free service to that. Jeff doesn't get any money for me saying this. It's just a great tool that pretty much all YouTubers are using, vidIQ. And it helps you make better content. So that's a real advanced tool. So if you're already creating videos and you want that extra little hint there, vidIQ is something that I can throw out there. It gives you daily ideas. These are daily ideas that are trending. These are things that people are looking for now, and that have relevancy, that are getting the millions of views, so that you're going to follow trends. Make videos that are already in the trending market right now. So anyway, so all of this leads to our marketing mastery course. And Jeff, I'll let you kind of introduce the marketing.
Yeah, so basically what I was going to say is, obviously here's what I find in our webinars, Greg. There's 3 types of agents on. There's the agent that is just curious and wants to see kind of what you're about, wants to see what we're about. Maybe they can pick up a free tool. They spent some time with us, and let's see if I can grab 1 or 2 things free from this, and then I'm out. And that's cool. We appreciate that. We respect that. Come back and take as much as you want. I mean, we're here to share our mission at Glover Youth is to impact millions to live their most unreal life. The second type of agent that we find on these webinars is the agent that's actively engaged and involved, and they want to dig deeper, and they want more information. But they don't know what they don't know. So this probably shed a lot of light for people on, oh my gosh, I'm going to get left behind if I don't figure this stuff out. And then the third type of agent that's on is they already know what they don't know, and they're here to take advantage of what we're doing, and they're here to dig deeper into this topic because they know they need help. So although you just spent the last 45, 50 or so minutes with us, imagine this kind of conversation for 16 weeks in a row, live, from the person showing you exactly how to do it. So although today was kind of an overview, just to give you an idea of what's hot right now and what people are doing, and of course, I'm sure you pulled a few nuggets out of this, everyone always does. If you actually want to go back and take action on this stuff, you got 2 choices. You can spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours researching and trying to figure it out on your own. You can go out there and do whatever you think sounds good, makes sense, feels good, what you've heard is good, and fail over and over and over and over and over, and spend more hours and hours and time doing that. Or you can get involved in a 16-week program with other people who are exactly where you're at. People who have raised their hand and said, all right, I get this. I want to get better at it. Show me where to start. What's step 2? All right, now that I've mastered step 1 and step 2, tell me step 3. And so we have a program. It's called Marketing Mastery. It's 16 weeks long. They're 45-minute session in length, and there's always 10 minutes at the end for Q&A. So as you're in the course live with Greg, he is sharing, he's answering your questions as you go through, because it's a live interaction. It's not a presentation. There it is up on your screen. It's also in the back of your workbook. The next session is starting in July, and that's going to be after our retreat. If you want to get involved, we cap each group program at a certain level. I believe we cap Marketing Mastery at 50. anyways, I'm not sure the exact number. I know we cap it at a certain level. And the reason why we do that is because we want to keep it interactive. We want you to be able to raise your hand and ask questions. We want it to move at a pace that's not fast and overwhelming. So if you're interested in joining Marketing Mastery for the next 16 weeks working with Greg, text the word marketing to 55444. Text the word marketing to 55444. It's also, this flyer with the details is in your workbook. All right. So you can download the workbook and access it that way. That's how you get your hands on this program and be one of the 50 or whatever the number is that we're going to let in this group. Marketing Mastery is one of our hottest programs. It always sells out. And I would imagine at our retreat next month, because Greg is going to have breakout sessions, and his job during those breakout sessions is to educate and inform so agents can go out and take action. Well, here's what's going to happen. They're going to be in those breakout sessions and someone's going to raise their hand and said, how do I get more of this? And of course, they're going to go sign up for Marketing Mastery because they're there right on the spot and our coaching team is there on the spot. Anyways, so 16 weeks, Greg, I'm sorry. Did you want to add anything to it? I'm stealing your thunder here. Program.
No, I'm just seeing a bunch of chats, and I want to make sure you guys understand we're also doing lead sources. We're also doing marketing funnels. We're going to show you Jeff's listing presentation, our listing presentation. Both of our teams have sold over 1,000 homes a year, right? All of this stuff is going to be in front of you. But jumping to the video, you don't have to lose weight. You don't have to, I actually cover that. I cover the concept of having fear of starting this video. I promise you, I've got students right now that are doing video with CapCut and green screen. They're putting it out there and they're getting business from it already just from this course. But I didn't want you to think that it's all just video and it's all just YouTube. We absolutely go through the basics of marketing. So whether it's somebody on your marketing team or it's you yourself, it's going to be value. I guarantee you will get the money back tenfold based on, it might just be one lead source we share with you, or it might be the fact that your brand has taken off in a certain niche or a certain geographic farm.
What I love about this program is Greg and I sat down and we wrote it together. Every single session we wrote together. In fact, the first time we went through it, we co-taught it just to make sure he and I were on the same page. And what's great about marketing and this industry, it's always evolving. So I know that right now it's going through a makeover. It's going through an update because so many things have changed since we rolled this program out, which by the way, it's only been 18 months, Greg. It's only been a year and a half since we rolled it out. Anyways, text the word marketing to 55444 for more information on that. The last thing I want to cover, because I know a lot of you had questions on this, I saw a few things in the chat, is if you don't feel like you're ready to sign up for a 16-week commitment yet, you've got one other option that will give you time and training with Greg, and that's joining us for the retreat, which is just under 3 weeks away. Now, I know some of you say, oh my gosh, Jeff, I couldn't imagine, booking a flight for a retreat just 3 weeks away. Well, trust me when I tell you, I see the emails come through of where people are coming from. People are booking flights right now, and they will next week, to come see us up in Traverse City. We're going to have close to 1,000 attendees from all brokerages, from all brands, spending 3.5 days together with us, all around the concept of building a big business. Many of the concepts based on marketing and video and social media. And so if you're not familiar with our events, you can go to gloveru.com/retreat. That's gloveru.com/retreat. You can see what we're up to in 3 weeks, because I know everyone is probably wondering, like, what is this event? If you haven't been to our events before, I would probably wonder as well. We asked our video crew to put together a 90-second video to explain and to show you what we're going to be doing in 3 weeks in Traverse City. So I'll have them pull that up behind the scenes. And when we come back, I've got a couple quick announcements when we come back. So don't go away. I'll see you in 90 seconds.
The housing market is crashing.
The interest rates are pricing most people out of the market.
We've seen rapid rate hikes, not just rate hikes on mortgage rates, they've been rapid rate hikes. Sales dropped 7.7% to the slowest pace since 2010, and that was during the foreclosure crisis. To close out the year, we're going to see the mortgage rate surging again. I don't know what kind of shadow that's going to cast. We're going to start to head into the spring selling season here pretty soon with a pretty grim picture.
It's time to flip the switch.
Say enough great things about this event, all of the Glover U events, and of course, the coaching program. Unbelievable.
It doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what your production is or even how many homes you've sold in the past.
I've been to many conferences throughout my 12-year career, and this is one of the best I've ever attended.
Not only are they coaching it, but these guys are doing it.
This is the place to be to continue your education in real estate and further your business towards success.
While our competition is sitting at home, reliving the same day they lived yesterday, we're doing something we've never done because we want something we've never had. It's a challenge and an opportunity. It's the pressure that forces us to grow. We don't fail, we learn. We're on the path to becoming the unstoppable force to which there is no immovable object. We're chasing our unreal life and we're not stopping until we get it. Starting right now, we flip the switch.
Hi, it's Ed Milet, and I am so excited. Actually, I'm honored to be a part of the Live Unreal event coming this June, and I hope that you will join me there. I can't wait to meet everybody, and I'm bringing a message I'm really excited to share with all of you. It's going to be a spectacular experience, and I can't wait to share it with all of you that join. So we'll see you there soon. Max out.
Yep, that's right. We got the Ed Milet joining us for anybody who needs a little kick in the behind. Every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the retreat, we start off with a keynote, and then we get into tactics, and then we get into breakouts, and then we get into one-on-ones, and then we get into interviews, and then we get to have some fun. As you saw, we do a lot of extracurricular activities after the conference is over each day. If you want to, I know that video gets me so fired up. So every time I watch that video, it's motivating. And obviously you can tell Greg is our video guy also, because he puts himself in that video more than anybody else. I think I counted 7 times I saw Greg's face. Anyways, we'll all right. If you want to join us, no, there is no virtual option. We don't offer the virtual option for our summer retreat. You can go to gloveru.com/retreat, and in your workbook, there's a $100 off code. So pull up that workbook again one last time. There it is. They put the code in the chat for you.
Nice.
Code is Greg100. Greg's giving you, they're not Benjamins, they're Greg's. Greg's 100s.
Like
gloveru.com/retreat. Here's the deal. If we don't see you in Greg's Marketing Mastery, which I don't know why we wouldn't, if we don't see you at the retreat in a few weeks in Traverse City, which I don't know why we wouldn't, we will see you next week, Monday and Wednesday. We're back. We've got 2 more. We've got another great week of webinars coming up. Go to gloveru.com/webinar to join us. As always, our webinars are free. Take advantage. We'll see you in Marketing Mastery, or we'll see you in Traverse City in just a few weeks. See you guys. Bye-bye.